Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Hello. Oh.
Be respectful, guys. He can do what he wants.
Oh, can I start now? Oh. Nice to meet you, Charlie. I'm a bit...
The nation woke up to breaking news today as the FBI confirmed that Tyler Robinson, the man suspected of shooting Charlie Kirk, is officially under arrest. After a tense 24-hour manhunt, law enforcement tracked Robinson to a quiet gas station near Provo, Utah. He was taken into custody without incident, ending the widespread fear that gripped the state since the Utah Valley University tragedy. Students, families, and supporters of Kirk had been demanding answers. And now the biggest question has been answered. The shooter has been caught. But this arrest doesn't close the chapter. It opens a new one. What drove a 22-year-old man to climb a rooftop, take aim, and fire a single shot that shocked the entire country? Investigators are calling this one of the most chilling cases in recent years. Not just because of the act itself, but because of the cold preparation behind it.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed.
FBI officials confirmed Robinson's arrest during a late-night briefing. They revealed that Robinson had carefully planned his escape route after the shooting, stealing a truck and heading south. But advanced technology, including license plate scanners and surveillance drones, made it nearly impossible for him to disappear. Robinson eventually abandoned the stolen vehicle, attempting to hide in plain sight. When tactical teams cornered him, witnesses say he looked stunned, almost as if he couldn't process that the chase was over. For the FBI, this was not just about arresting one man. It was about restoring public faith that political violence will not go unanswered. Still, the community is shaken. The big question now, was Robinson acting alone, or were there others quietly supporting his dark mission?
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had.
As the investigation deepens, agents have uncovered disturbing evidence from Robinson's personal devices. Sources say his laptop contained a hidden folder filled with sniper training materials, ballistic charts, and even satellite maps of university campuses. Perhaps most unsettling is a draft manifesto where Robinson wrote about sending a message to America. Analysts believe this wasn't just an impulsive act. It was a calculated attempt to create chaos. His online history shows months of radicalization, with posts attacking conservative figures and warning of violent cleansing. Friends who knew him in high school describe a different person, quiet, withdrawn, but increasingly obsessed with conspiracy theories. Now, those early signs are being re-examined under a national spotlight. How many red flags were missed before this tragedy unfolded?
The incident. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th.
Law enforcement confirmed Robinson had scoped out the Utah Valley University campus for days before the attack. Dressed as a construction worker, he allegedly walked the grounds unnoticed, testing sightlines and measuring distances. On the morning of the event, he slipped onto the rooftop, carrying a duffel bag packed with gear. Investigators say the precision of his setup resembled military tactics, even though Robinson had no official training. Instead, he taught himself through online videos and practice sessions in Utah's deserts. Experts say his preparation demonstrates just how dangerous lone actors can become in the digital age. One man, one weapon, and one plan was all it took to bring terror to thousands in attendance. The haunting detail? Robinson positioned himself hours before Kirk even arrived, waiting for the moment he believed would send his message.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today.
The political world is reacting swiftly. President Trump, speaking on Truth Social, called Robinson's attack an act of pure domestic terror and demanded the harshest punishment possible. Democrats, including House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, also condemned the violence, calling it a national crisis that must be addressed immediately. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox once again called it a political assassination attempt, highlighting the rising trend of violence against public figures. This bipartisan response is rare, but it underscores the severity of the situation. Across America, conversations are shifting. Is political rhetoric fueling dangerous individuals like Robinson? Or is this tragedy the result of deeper social fractures? Either way, the arrest is forcing both sides to confront uncomfortable truths about the current state of the nation.
I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals.
Forensic experts reveal details about the weapon Robinson used. The rifle was traced back to an illegal online purchase and modified with a high-end scope and suppressor. Even more alarming, investigators found additional ammunition and maps pointing to other potential targets. This raises chilling questions. Was Charlie Kirk the only person on Robinson's list? FBI officials say they cannot rule out the possibility that he was planning multiple strikes. Analysts are combing through Robinson's financial records to see if anyone helped him acquire such expensive equipment. For students and citizens alike, the revelation is terrifying. The attack could have been part of something much larger. The FBI insists the threat has been neutralized for now, but the investigation is far from over.
We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him.
The students at Utah Valley University who witnessed the tragedy are still reliving the nightmare. Many say they can't forget the sound of the gunshot echoing across the campus, followed by screams and chaos. Viral videos from that day, now seen millions of times, capture Robinson's silhouette on the rooftop just before he fired. Survivors are now speaking out, demanding stronger security measures at public events. Some say they'll never feel safe attending rallies again. Mental health support teams have been deployed to help the campus community cope with trauma. For these students, this wasn't just a headline. It was a life-changing moment. They stood only feet away from history, watching
Kirk has
political
supporters
violence
across the United
unfold
States,
in
including
real
right here
time.
in our region. 13 News reporter Lane Ball spoke with people who agreed and disagreed with his opinions tonight. And while they may have different political views, they're coming together in agreement that none of this should have happened.
Americans are still trying to process what happened on stage at a college in Utah.
I think it's pretty devastating. I didn't know what to say. I was kind of lost and confused.
Distraught mainly because something like this is still happening.
My condolences and prayers go out to his family.
Digital investigators traced Robinson's radicalization through his online footprint. Posts on obscure forums reveal months of escalating anger. In one thread, he hinted at resetting the system. In another, he asked about rooftop sightlines. He even tested live stream tools as if considering broadcasting his attack. None of these posts were flagged in time, raising new criticism of social media platforms. Experts say the tragedy highlights how dangerous ideas can grow unchecked online, turning angry words into deadly action. Activists are calling for stricter oversight, while free speech defenders warn against censorship. But one fact is clear: Robinson left a digital trail that painted the picture of his intentions. The question haunting everyone now is simple. Why wasn't he stopped before he pulled the trigger?
Of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed,
Charlie Kirk's family is now at the center of unimaginable grief. His wife and 2 young children are mourning a man described by friends as deeply devoted to his loved ones. At the same time, his organization, Turning Point USA, has announced vigils across the country to honor his life and work. Supporters are flooding social media with tributes, sharing his speeches and messages of faith, resilience, and courage. For his followers, Kirk's voice may be gone, but his mission continues. The arrest of Tyler Robinson brings some closure, but it does not erase the pain. Across America, many are asking how this could happen in broad daylight at a university event with thousands present. The tragedy has left not only a family shattered, but a movement forever changed. With Robinson in custody, attention now shifts to the courtroom. Prosecutors are preparing charges that include first-degree murder and domestic terrorism, signaling that Robinson could face the harshest possible sentence. Legal analysts say the case will become a national spectacle, testing how America handles political violence in the modern era. Already, officials confirm Robinson showed no remorse during questioning, allegedly stating that his goal was to make a statement. As the trial unfolds, every detail will be scrutinized. The public wants answers. Did he act alone? Was he influenced? Could this have been prevented? For now, the arrest has brought relief, but the journey toward justice is only beginning. Robinson's trial will not only determine his fate, it will also serve as a mirror, reflecting America's struggle with its most dangerous divisions.